What happens if you have a business that is underperforming? It's not achieving the revenue you would like. It's not producing the profit you would like. You feel like you're always trying to figure out what the right moves are, what the right steps are. It seems like you make some progress and then you don't make progress. What happens if you have a business like that? Well, if you have a business like that, you have a business that is very much like most businesses. Most businesses struggle for a while. And they struggle because building a business is difficult. Building a business is not simple, it's not easy. And while the press might glorify the successes, and it might also caution you about the enormous danger in starting a business, it's somewhere in between. It's often easy to get started, easy to get going, easy to even to start making some progress, but getting to that place where the business is spinning off the amount of revenue that you feel it should, and it is performing in the way it should, can take some time. Pardon me. Now, why is that? Why is that? Why is it that with all of the information out there about starting and growing a business, with a climate that's so positive for business development, with all of the tools and technology that's available today to help you accelerate your growth, why is that? Well, it's because businesses are created and grown by human beings. And as human beings, we have our different approaches, our different backgrounds, our different personalities, and we bring to the business some biases, perhaps. We bring to the business some different perspectives that cause the business to perform differently. Here's a couple of things I want to share with you on why your business might be underperforming and what you can do about it. Let me make sure that my phone is off here. We don't want my phone interrupting this process here. The first thing is that when you start a business, you have this orientation process. And it's no different than if you start a company or working at a company. You're coming into a business that you have to get oriented to. It's learning how it all works, learning the people, learning the products, learning the pricing. It's very easy to pick the wrong product, very easy to pick the wrong clients, very easy to pick the wrong positioning as a business. And so you can start a business with some assumptions and go into it with the wrong mindset. And I'm always fascinated when someone gets it right, when they figure it all out and the business starts to perform really well early on. That really shows that that person has a very good sense of the market, very good sense of the people and the problem that has to be solved. Now, the second piece that really can make it hard is this industry knowledge. And we as entrepreneurs can be very hard on ourselves. We can wonder, well, why isn't this business working? What am I doing wrong? How come that's not working? How come this went wrong? I have to tell you that there are very few industries that have not undergone major change and transformation. So it is perfectly reasonable for you to not see the change, understand the change, understand how to align with the change, understand how to position yourself best for change. So industry knowledge, while it's something that we all need and should have, if you are not on top of every little nuance in your industry, you can certainly make some major mistakes. And technology, of course, has just swept through every industry. It has changed the way everything is done. And so this industry knowledge issue is really a reason why you might be underperforming. You just might not understand where the industry is and what you need to understand about the industry in order to be successful in it. The third piece of this is client knowledge. And you just simply might not be known, liked, and trusted by enough of the right clients. And the other piece of this is having the right spin for the right clients. Because within every industry, there are pieces that you can address. And you might be addressing the wrong end of the industry. You might be selling watches when you should be selling watch bands. You might be selling watch bands when you should be selling batteries. So this idea of understanding the right spin, and when you don't know the right spin on what you're doing, it's very easy to be inconsistent. And so you might think you have a marketing problem or a selling problem, but you have a confidence problem. You're not confident in what you're doing. And you're not confident in what you're doing because at a gut level you know that you don't have the right spin, that there's something that's a little off. And so these reactions from the market, the numbers that you see, all of this just is confusing to you because you don't know what to look at. You don't know what to measure. And when that's in the client area, it's a real problem because the source of revenue for your business are clients. So if you're not talking to enough clients, serving enough clients, getting enough clients to pay you, getting those clients to pay the bills, you can have a business that is just not performing. Now, the fourth thing that is a very big reason why, probably the biggest reason why your business might not be performing well, something I shared with my private client group this week, in fact, and it's normalizing the wrong thing. Normalizing the wrong thing. So what does this mean? It means you are carrying forward limiting thinking, limiting beliefs, limiting positioning. And for you now, that's the norm. It's normal to have it be difficult to find clients. It's normal to get someone to commit. It's normal to have clients that take advantage of you and all of these things. And so you have set up this kind of like magnetic field almost, where you attract more and more of what you don't want because you've created that as your normal. And you'll never break out of that until you can see that you're doing that, and until you can break into the fifth element, which is innovation. This lack of innovation that you have because you think certain things are normal is causing you to not do new things. It's causing you to not forcefully do what you do. It's causing you not to innovate. It's causing you to not try new spins and approaches and seasonal offerings and projects and partnerships and just do different things that innovate the business. So you have these 5 things that are a challenge to a growing business. This idea of just getting your boundaries, getting oriented, understanding where you are, understanding the industry, understanding clients, and attracting the right clients and working with those clients, normalizing the worst parts of your business and making that your mindset, making that the way you think about things, and then not innovating. Those are the 5 reasons why you're underperforming. So the question is, what do you do about it? Excuse me. You can simply just re-engineer what you're doing based on those ideas. But I want to give you a simple exercise. And first I want to tell you that the good news is that all of that can be fixed. That's the good news. All of that can be fixed at any time in your business. You can just bear down on those issues and you can figure them out. But I want you to go through this exercise. And I want you to think about your business in a new way, understanding that these 5 elements might be some of the barriers that you're dealing with. I want you to take out a sheet of paper. I want you to open your phone, or I want you to pull out your tablet or your computer and play around with a few ideas. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to explain your industry. Take a paragraph and explain it. What is your industry about? What's going on in your industry? Explain it. A lot of entrepreneurs can't do that. They can't really explain their industry. Or they can only explain the negatives of their industry. I was with a friend of mine, and we ran into this fellow who was in the dairy industry at one point. And his entire discussion about the industry was about how bad the dairy industry is and how few dairies there are today in New York, and how it's a declining business, and how it's and the negatives associated with it. So explain your industry, but forget about the negatives. Forget about all that. If you want to explain change, fine, but explain your industry. Now, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to explain your place in the industry. Where do you fit? What is your spin? What is your product? What is your service? What is your approach? How do you differ from everyone else? What is it that you do that is different and that can help people understand, here's the industry and then here's where I fit? The third thing I want you to do is I want you to describe your client. Who typically buys from you? Who are you aimed at? Who do you serve? What problem do you solve? Who's your client? Is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it a company? Is it an association? Are they nonprofit? Are they children? Are they institutions? What are they? City government? And explain to me, or explain to yourself, really, what this client wants, what problem you solve for them, and why they come to you. Now, the fourth thing I want you to do as part of this exercise is I want you to explain your success. Explain your success. You see, this is a way of rewiring that normalization. So instead of normalizing that the industry is contracting, that it's been very hard lately, that the budgets don't exist the way they used to, and all these things that people say when they talk about your industry, talk about your successes and why you're successful in this industry and what is successful about this industry. And talk about the fact that, well, you've been in it a long time, that you really know the client service area really well. You have a good understanding of the marketing. You have a good understanding of the shift in client thinking, whatever that is. Describe your success. And number 5 is I want you to describe your innovation. How are you thinking in a new way? What are you doing that's new? What are you adding, subtracting, changing, coupling, aligning that's different? And explain how that contributes to the industry and your success. Now, when you go through this exercise, the result will be that you will start to think of your business in a very different way. And instead of thinking of it as an underperforming business, you are now mapping out why you are going to start performing in a different way, at a new level, and achieve new things. I say often to my clients, you deserve a premier business. And working with the best businesses in the world, the best brands in the world, I know that the only difference between many of them, aside from their craft and their attention to detail, is that they've decided to become one of the best. They've decided on that. So I want you to decide that, rather than thinking about underperforming and allowing that to be normalized. Let's get that business to the premier level. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. Share it with someone in your network, someone that needs to rethink what they're doing and how they're doing it. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to chatting with you real soon. I'll see you next time.